What's up, people? So, I just got done watching Wonder Woman, the newest DCEU movie. The last three being Man of Steel, Batman v Superman, and Suicide Squad. So, those three movies were not that good. At least, I didn't care for them that much. I kind of felt like they were getting a little bit better as they progressed, but they still had their issues. So, is Wonder Woman better than those movies? And is it a good movie? Not just a good superhero movie, but a good movie? Yeah, it is. Good job, DC. This movie killed it. I really enjoyed this movie. I thought it was a huge step above the last ones, and it gets me really hopeful for the future of the DCEU. So I'm hoping the Justice League is just as good. Well, like I said, this movie is good. I enjoyed it. It has decent comedy, good action, great characters, and the characters are the thing that really made the movie for me. Wonder Woman was fantastic. Gal Gadot is really good as the role as Wonder Woman. She was one of the things that I really liked from Batman v Superman. I liked her theme song. I liked her. She just seemed like a cool, awesome character. So I was interested in watching the Wonder Woman movie, and she did not disappoint, let me tell you that. She was fantastic in the role. I've seen a few people kind of compare her to Christopher Reeve in the original Superman movies, and I kind of have to agree. She's this hopeful, fantastic character who cares about mankind, and that really resonated for me. The last few superhero movies, even the Marvel ones, have mostly been heroes versus hero. So, like Captain America Civil War, it was Iron Man versus Captain America, and a lot of the heroes fought each other. Batman v Superman, they fought each other. So, it's kind of a depressing thing to see. I don't mind it so much every once in a while, but I like my heroes to be heroic. I like my heroes to be passionate. I love my heroes to care about mankind and want to save good people. And Wonder Woman did that. It did it fantastically. Like I said, Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman just came out as hopeful. She cared about mankind. She cared about people. And that's really the thing that made the movie for me. It really made it enjoyable. And of course there was a lot more. It wasn't just her character and how she acted. There were a lot of things that I really enjoyed. Like I said, the fight scenes were really good. They were really enjoyable. There wasn't a lot of them, but there was plenty of them, so you had enough action throughout the movie. A lot of the supporting characters were also good. Steve Trevor was a nice character. I really, really enjoyed him in this movie. The soldiers that go with Wonder Woman and Steve Trevor to stop the main bad guy of the movie, which I won't spoil just in case you don't know who it is. I don't remember their names. I'm not really sure if they're from the comics or if they were created specifically for this movie, but they're pretty interesting characters. Not too much is done with them. I wish they would have done a little bit more with them, but they have interesting backstories that I would have liked for them to get involved with. Of course, this isn't a perfect movie. There were a few things that I did not like, just small, details. Like, she gets her costume, and they don't really explain why she has it. Like, if it was just Amazon armor, I would understand. But the Amazon armor is colored in the colors of the United States of America. So I was kind of, in the animated version of the Wonder Woman movie, they get the colors from Steve Trevor's flag. And they're like, oh, it's the colors of the people we're going to go help. But she just kind of sees the costume. She's like, oh, cool costume. And she takes it. And then we just see her later in the movie wearing it. And, I mean, I guess it doesn't really need an explanation. But I feel like if they would have just, said something small, it would have been enough. But like I said, it's a small pet peeve. Like I said, I also wish some of the other characters were a little bit more fleshed out. They had some characters that I didn't really care for. Etta Candy, she was supposed to be his comic relief. She kind of really didn't have a purpose. Like I said, she was just meant for comic relief, but you kind of could have removed her and still had some of that comedy without her. She was a little bit more annoying. She wasn't overly annoying, but she was kind of moot. You really didn't need her. She didn't really add anything to the movie, just a few comedy bits. So her... And there was a few other soldiers and people or Amazons on the island that also didn't really get that fleshed out, but that was fine. As complaints, I think those are the only things that I can really think of. The last action scene was pretty good. It was a little heavy on the CG, and I felt like the fight could have been a lot better. It was kind of superpower heavy, and not like, hey, fighting type thing. There was some physical action, but it was a lot of like projectile, like, oh look, I can lift things up with my powers and chuck them at you kind of thing. So I didn't care for that too much. I kind of felt like the fight could have been more epic. Like Wonder Woman has a sword, or uses her shields or her abilities to really take him down. And she does use her abilities for the most part, but the final fight it felt somewhat generic. The villains also kind of felt generic. One of the problems Marvel movies have are that the characters aren't really too fleshed out. And it was kind of the same thing here. They did a little bit with it, but it didn't hit those right notes. But that's it. Those are just really small things that you can really, really look over. Overall, I really enjoyed this movie. I was really happy with it, and I can't wait to watch it again. And I can't wait to come out on Blu-ray, because I'm definitely going to buy it, and I can't wait to add it to my collection because, like I said, I really, really enjoyed it. It was a good movie. Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman was fantastic. I mean, I haven't enjoyed a superhero movie or a new superhero movie like this in a while, maybe since Guardians of the Galaxy. It wasn't really brand new or fresh, but it was just a refreshing take. Like I said, I love seeing my superheroes being heroic. I love seeing them not give up on mankind because we're flawed. That's one of the things that makes superheroes great. That as we as humans are flawed beings, flawed creatures, but they still see the good in us, and they always strive to save us. And that's one of the characteristics of Wonder Woman in this movie. And again, that's one of the things that made me really like her and really enjoy her. So what do I give this movie? I give this movie 8 out of 10. 8 is freaking fantastic. It's not a perfect score, but like I said, there's a lot of things holding it back, and there was a lot of the stuff I've seen before. It wasn't new or original. It was done well, but I can't help compare it to different movies, which I'm not going to compare it, but in my mind, it's just, when I see it, I'm just like, oh, it reminds me of this. So an 8 out of 10, like I said, fantastic. That is a good rating. I highly recommend you go and watch this movie if you're a fan of superhero movies, if you're a fan of DC, comic books, or if you're just a fan of movies in general. I recommend you going and watching it because, like I said, it is a fantastic movie. I really enjoyed it, and I think other people will as well. All right, thank you for watching. Please leave me a comment below. What'd you think of the movie? Subscribe if you haven't. And thank you for watching. Catch you on the next one. Hey, if you like this video, we have several other awesome videos you can check out. And again, thanks for watching.